everyone. How is everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Another week has gone by, and we are here again. Yay.
What up?
We're waiting for Sean to catch up with the sound, and then we're all
Just
good.
rocking out to the tunes.
Oh my gosh. I absolutely love those trivia things and the fun facts. Thank you, Rhonda, for saying you like the fun facts. I actually really enjoy finding out all about the places that we've been. So it's kind of neat for me. So here we are.
You're definitely loud and proud. Woo-hoo.
Hello, everyone. Let's see. We've got Sharon at Sea in the house. Hi,
What
Sharon.
up?
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Matthew. Philip. Two tourists and a camera. Pamela. Teresa. Bill. Who else we got? Kathy. Kelly. Justin. I know Madison's here. And Allison. Ed. Who else we got?
And Robbie.
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 Who else is in the house? Hello to everyone. So, yeah. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to our channel, we have a lot of new faces, which we're really excited about. So thank you for joining us. Okay, let's go over trivia first before we get into anything, because I like to do a trivia recap. All right, so if you were paying attention to our Stavanger videos, which, by the way, if you want to see the entire Stavanger video in full color, the link is right below us, so you can check that out after the live stream or whenever you have a chance if you want to see it. On the building, when we walk into Stavanger, there is a building that says the word Stavanger on it. It has a sun, a globe, and an astronaut on it. So
What up? There
that was
you
a
go.
tough one. That was a tough one. The ford or fjord that we went to was Lisa Ford. It's spelled like Lyse Ford, L-Y-S-E Ford, or fjord, however you say that. The snack that we had, Scott, Allison, and Justin, you guys got that one, and it was waffles and jam, which was amazing. So good. Oh my gosh. The best ever. Wild trolls that we saw. So we're talking about wild trolls in the wild, so not in a store. And we saw 3 of them when we were getting our waffles and jam. So when you're watching the Stavanger video, you'll be able to see the 3 wild trolls. They're just little statues, by the way. They're not real trolls.
Oh, but that's what you know.
And Justin, you got the overlook. The rock there is Pulpit Rock. It's also called Prekistolen or something like that. And it is seen in the new Mission Impossible Fallout movie. Tom Cruise is hanging off the side.
It might not be the new movie anymore. I think they make a Mission Impossible movie like every 3 minutes. So it might have been like 11 ago, but still, it was a Mission Impossible film.
So that's that. So let's see. Thanks, guys, so much for watching our Norway vlogs. We just finished our very final one. It's posted for our VIPs.
Yep, I finally finished cutting the very last Pando vlog. It's so sad. Like, now I have cruise blues. I haven't had them for since we've been back in beginning of May. Haven't had any cruise blues because I've been working on the cruises. Now it's like, oh.
Now we don't have any cruises.
Now it's like, oh.
So it was very sad to watch it. It's a great episode. It will release next week. It won't release this week, but I believe it's next week. So.
Not next week. So the very last episode airs a week from Monday. So we have 6 and 7 next week, and then 8 the following Monday.
Okay,
so,
there you go.
But if you're a VIP, you can binge it all right now. So it's all good.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Gosh, we have a super chat. Oh my goodness! Thank you. We don't see it come through.
It hasn't popped up yet.
Hello. Thank you for your super chat.
Woo!
Thanks, Linda. That's fantastic.
You got to kill that scream. You got Laura Mipsum rocking there.
Oh, lower Ipsum.
Yeah,
How's
don't know what you're doing. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what happens when Stef. I told you.
See, this is what's happening.
Woo! Justin says sad Pando. Yes, it is sad Pando. It's a sad Pando time for VIPs.
Yes.
For everybody else, you still have like a week and a half, 2 weeks to enjoy.
Sad Pando. Sad Pando. All right, so before we start getting into all of your questions, somebody asked what the name of the song was. I don't know what that one's called.
What's up?
The Something in the Air song.
I'll find that out for you. We actually share all of our tracks on our blog. I'll post that as well. But we use so many tracks, it's hard to remember the names of them.
I don't really remember.
I will post that. I will absolutely post that in our Facebook group. If you're in our Sean and Stef Cruise Buddies, I will respond and post that. Otherwise, I'll post it in the YouTube page after the live stream.
Yes. All right. So if you have missed it and you missed last week's videos, we'll recap for you. You can't say P&O without saying Pando. Yay, Pando. We released these following videos last week. We did a whole thing about pros and cons of loyalty programs with cruises.
It's all about Pando.
It's just our thoughts on what we think are pros and cons of loyalty programs. It's pretty self-explanatory. We did release day 4, which is our olden day, which in my opinion is our most favorite day of the entire cruise. We got to see the Bristol Glacier, and it was our first glacier we've ever seen, and it was beautiful. We had the most amazing weather. We actually took a troll car up to the top, so definitely go check that one out. That one's fun. We released 5 things we love about celebrity cruises, and they are fantastic. You should definitely go watch it. It was probably my favorite 5 things to edit so far, because the stuff that Celebrity has is pretty amazing. So check that one out. We also released day 5, which is Ålesund in Norway. We do cheat to get to the top of the mountain, so definitely watch that.
I don't like to say that we cheated because
I cheated.
I would have absolutely done it. So
I cheated. We did not walk the 408 steps to the top, but we did go down the steps. But we did cheat a little bit to get up to the top. So go check that one out. And then, of course, we ended the week with Norwegian Bliss, full structured review, all of our thoughts on the Bliss. And we had a great cruise with the Bliss, so check that out if you're interested. We talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between. So check that out. Definitely pretty awesome.
Woo-woo.
All right. And then that brings us to what's coming up this week. We've got day 6.
Bergen
Bergen coming up. We're going to talk about spa passes, 5 things that you need to ask yourself before buying.
Check yourself.
We're going to talk about what we love about princess cruises. And then we're going to have day 7, which is our very last sad sea day on P&O Azura. And then on Friday, we'll have a Carnival Horizon full review like we've been doing every Friday. So that is fun. Okay. So that's it. One other thing before we get into questions and stuff, all that fun stuff. I saw somebody, who was it that wrote that about buying something in our store, which is really, really cool.
That was very cool.
So we have an Amazon store now. Here it is. And let's see. This is what it looks like. Here's the link right here. It says Amazon.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you so much, Allison and Madison.
Oh, Allison and Madison, thank you so much.
You guys are awesome.
You rock. Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you so much.
You were awesome.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So Amazon, if you go here, this is the stuff that we actually use on our cruises. So everything from our luggage to my makeup's on there. So if you're interested in my lip stains, they're on there at the bottom. Our hats from Norway, which it's crazy. Stef's
Norway hat.
And what's really neat about these, if you hover over this little comment thing, I've left comments on everything that we've found for all of this stuff. So what we feel about it. We have 3 of these, for example, so it tells you that we have 3. So definitely go check that out if you're interested. There's the link. I'll have to post it below in our things, but that's new. So there you go. Amazon store.
Well, what?
All the stuff we use. Yeah. All right, that's it. I'm done. You're done.
Well, load up your queue. I've been queuing you up here.
Oh, phew.
Phew.
My homework is done.
You got to view the queue. There we go.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Carrie, you asked. Sending this now. Carrie asked, hey, do you guys leave your passports on board or carry them with you? I've heard advice going both ways. Help! We're here to help.
We're here to help. It really depends on where we go. In Europe, in the first Europe trip on the Ventura, the passport did not leave my side. I carried them everywhere we went because it was a requirement. They did take our passports from us because we were non-EU citizens, so we had to go get our passport. On the Azura, none of the ports required it, and they held our passport. So what they did is they did make us a Xerox copy of our passport, which does absolutely nothing for you, by the way. I don't know why everyone recommends it. The only thing it's going to do is prove that you have a passport somewhere in the world and someone can go look it up for you, but that does nothing for you. It's not legal in any way, shape, or form, but they did print it out for us, and so that's what we do. In the Caribbean, the passports typically stay in the safe. I do know if you missed your ship, they will empty your safe typically, and I don't know where they give the stuff. I'm sure they give it to somebody, or maybe they leave it on the port. Who knows? But we don't typically take our passports in the Caribbean, have we?
No, we don't.
No, unless it's required.
Not in the Caribbean. They stay in the safe.
Yeah. So it depends. So in Europe, half of our Europe trip we took it with us. The other half they didn't allow it, and then in the Caribbean we don't. So I hope that helps you. We typically don't ever push it to the ship very, very late. We usually are within, an hour?
Yeah.
So we don't really ever miss our ship, but knock on wood. So
yep.
I hope that helps.
Help. James, you asked a question. You said, in the videos, every time you were outside, you said it was cold. What was the coldest day? Now, I don't know in Celsius because we weren't looking at the temperature in Celsius, so pardon me for not saying this. But in Fahrenheit, I think our coldest day was in the 40s, upper 40s.
No, we did 38. It was our coldest day, 38 degrees.
Outside during the day?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, 38 degrees. It was chilly. I don't remember what day that was. All of our days in Norway typically were in the 50s during the day. So it was chilly for us, but most people were just either in like long sleeve shirts or t-shirts. A lot of the people on our bus were in t-shirts and jeans. That was chilly for us being from Florida.
Yeah.
But 50s is a little cold. So, all right, you're going to have to read the rest of this because I can only see part of this.
That's the whole thing. Jamie says, I'm thinking of starting a vlog. Okay.
I'm thinking of starting a vlog about... Here, there you go.
I'm thinking of... Steph is hilarious with these buttons. I'm thinking of starting a vlog about life and travel with a special needs family. How do you know how many batteries and memory cards to bring? Well, memory cards, it all depends on what you're shooting. So we start off with going, what camera system are you going to use? If you're using a GoPro, that takes a completely different kind of or amount of footage than bitrate wise than like a mirrorless camera like we use, the GH5. So start off with what camera system you're going to use, and then figure out how much you plan on shooting per day, because we don't fill up our memory cards and then just keep them full. We dump the cards every night to a hard drive and then start all over again. I personally shoot between 3 and 4 cards a day. In Europe, we made it as high as 5 cards in one day. That was incredibly abnormal for us, but we typically shoot 3 128 or 3 256 gig cards every single day, no matter if it's a C day or a port day. And that's just the GH5. That doesn't include the camera, the Osmo or the GoPro. So that's what I use. And then when it comes to batteries, you'll be lucky to get an hour of actual battery life out of any battery, really. So if you're going to shoot all day, figure out how many batteries that's going to take for you. For us, I carry 12 GH5 batteries, 6 GoPro batteries, and battery chargers everywhere I go. I have these amazing little cases that they're pouches. One side's red, one side's green, and that lets me know what batteries are dead and what batteries are good to go. And that's just what I do. So on like the Symphony, we shot a little over 3 to 4 terabytes worth of footage. I came home with 4 terabytes. In Europe, I came home with 8 terabytes of footage. So that's just me, though. That's just how I roll.
We shoot everything.
We shoot everything.
So.
When we say we're always shooting, that's not a funny little thing that we say. With the exception of going to sleep, we shoot everything, everything, and going to the bathroom. We haven't shot that yet. So I'm joking. We're not going to shoot the bathroom. I hope that helps. I really, truly hope that helps. If you have any other questions about vlogging, please hit us up. We're always about sharing.
Yes. All right, Adam, you asked, what's the best cruise line in your opinion? We hate this question.
Yeah, I hate this question. I can say ship. What's my favorite ship right now? But this is a moving target. This is like the stock market. It ebbs and flows every single day. With my luck, I'm going to say blah, blah is the greatest cruise line. And then tomorrow, blah, blah runs into a blah and ends up causing blah. And they're looking at me. I thought you said blah was a great cruise line. It's like, wow. Y'all hold on our words a little too strongly. So I'm going to say this. My favorite ship at the moment, right this very second in the universe, right now, that we've been on, would be the Symphony of the Seas.
Yeah.
Hands down. Have never been treated that way. Have never been served that way. The service, the food, the music, it was a trip we'll never be able to recreate, and all other trips will probably fail if I hold it to that standard. So for me, it was the Symphony. How about you?
I think that this question is depends on you. It's very it's a personal thing, and that changes and varies depending on year and where you are in your life and how old you are and that kind of stuff. So it's more of that question is just so hard. My favorite ship at the moment, like Sean said, is Symphony. Cruise line, we like them all. There's not one that we haven't been on that we're like, wow, this is really terrible. We're never coming back. We love them all. There are good, there are bad about every single cruise line, and it just depends on what's going on, the activities we're doing, that kind of stuff. Like I was just doing the celebrity 5 things last week, and I was like, wow, we really need to go on another celebrity cruise because there were so many fun things to do, and I am forgetting because we've been on so many other lines. So it's sort of moving target.
It's absolutely look. There's new ships coming out every second. I mean, there's more ships coming out now than there ever have been, and everyone's trying to one up one another. Look at Carnival. This is such a massive. Mardi Gras is such a massive departure for Carnival, comparatively speaking. Everybody's doing big, huge swings. So, what's an awesome ship today might be just a regular run-of-the-mill ship tomorrow. So who knows?
It's very true.
Right now, though, it's Symphony for sure, but that could literally change tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Kelly, you asked, is the glassblowing class on Celebrity worth it? Yes. If you want to make something, have a cool experience like glass blowing where they teach you all the things and then actually get to take something home with you, then yes.
I mean, yeah,
if you're not into
super unique. It's super unique. But I mean, if basically assisting someone blowing glass is not fun for you, or if it's too hot or whatever, or you don't want to pay whatever, like 30 or 40 bucks for a tumbler. I mean,
they're on the expensive side for a glass.
But that's what that ship and that brand is pretty much about. All the in-house things are very, very unique. Even their mixology is completely different than everybody else's. You're making it versus being talked to. You're actually in the process. So I love it. I love everything about Celebrity. The flare tending is amazing. The glass blowing. If you're gonna go on a Celebrity ship that has glass blowing, you gotta try it. It's totally worth it.
It's so fun. It's just so different on a cruise ship. We love it. Jenny, you asked, hi guys, which ships have the best MDR tables for two? We like tables where we can have private conversations, and most tables for two are, I'm guessing that's maybe
probably non-existent or not available. So I know my answer.
I know my answer too. And actually, we just talked about this on Friday.
So I think we're in unison with this. I think we're both going to say Norwegian Cruise Line.
Norwegian Cruise Line is the best.
And that's because they killed the MDR. There is no MDR in Norwegian. Their basic restaurants, what would be considered MDRs, are treated like regular restaurants, and they have tons and tons and tons of two-tops.
And they're spaced out.
And you're not made to feel embarrassed or like a lesser human for asking. Every time you go on the bigger ships and like, oh, you want a two-top? Like, what, are you special or something? I'm like, wow, come on now. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to be alone, and sometimes, not everybody gets along, right? So we get the worst luck. We sit down and like before my butt hits the seat, something crazy, terrible has just been said. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the longest dinner ever of my life. I haven't even like, and then all of a sudden, boo, I'm like, oh, why do you got to say these things? So that's why. But Norwegian has the best. If you have to pick a second one, I think Royal Princess had some really decent two tops in like Alfredo's and things like that, but I don't believe in the MDR. And Alfredo's is complimentary, so you can definitely get more of an intimate vibe. I wouldn't say romantic. It's a pizza place, so I mean, unless cheese and pepperoni is what gets it for you. It's not super romantic, but it's certainly alone.
Yeah. I agree. Norwegian though.
Yeah, Norwegian has amazing MDR.
They've changed the MDR.
They flipped the MDR on its head. And
you can't even call it MDR on Norwegian. It's just it's a dining. It's a restaurant. It's just complimentary restaurant. We love that.
Oh, I like Ella's comment at the very top.
Ella.
At the very top.
Oh yeah. Well, hold on. I'll lose my place.
Oh, don't lose your place.
Kelly, you asked, I watched your Disney cruise. What was the biggest turnoff about that trip?
The biggest turnoff about Disney is the biggest turnoff about all ships. So this is not exclusive to Disney. We got a lot of flack from Disney people who just did not bother to listen to the words I was saying. They just decided to jump down my throat because I said something perceptionally negative, I guess would be the phrase. The worst aspect of Disney cruise were the people. Is the people. It's just is the people, were the people, are the people. Whatever. I'm tired. The point is the people ruined everything. It had nothing to do with Disney. Disney's offerings are very different but awesome. And if people could just calm down and just take it down like 11 notches, the ship would be amazing. But for us, the worst situation was like every day, like there's someone smearing food on our backs or throwing something at us, and it's like, wow, it was a little too frenetic, a little too intense. I've been on booze cruises that were less intense. Seriously. Yes. Seriously, where people are getting cut off and like arrested, and it's still not as intense. Like, what?
Yeah. Stephanie, you're talking about, maybe you're talking about Norwegian. I have no idea. I'm just going to put my 2 cents in here. Norwegian is great for families and kids. The food and drinks are exactly what you said. Good. They're not great. They're not exceptional. They're not over the top. They are always consistently right in the middle. It's a great, you don't mind the food. You're not like raving about the food. Although on Norwegian's specialty dining,
on the Bliss, Q and Los Lobos, I will rave. I will stand on a soapbox and scream about it.
But complimentary food is always, it's always never good. Bad. Never bad. It's just consistent. So I will say that. So that is. And
Allison says she loves Disney. I can't stress this enough. We love Disney. Stephanie and I are both former cast members. We met at Disney. We got engaged at Disney. Did not get married at Disney because we don't have trust funds. But we love Disney, and the same goes for the ship. It's just the exact same park mentality on the ship. Parks are much larger than the ships. There's a lot smaller space on the ships. And the volume is infinitely louder. And look, I think I would love Disney cruises way more if I could see it through the eyes of my child. I don't have one though. So, I don't know. But if we could experience it through the eyes of a child, probably would love it infinitely better. But being thrown food at and just constantly being harassed and never being able to, it's just, watch the review. You'll get the whole story.
Right.
I like how this one's not saying anything. Like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. Let me click this button.
All right, moving on. Zay's Life, you said, are you guys going on the Mardi Gras when she debuts?
Yes.
We are. We will be sailing on the very first sailing out of Port Canaveral. I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but they are on our blog.
Yep, Sean and Stef IRL.blog.
Sean and Stef IRL.blog.
I'm going there right now to look it up for you.
It's in October of next year, I believe. But this is the first one, so we'll get to sail on the new Mardi Gras ship, and we get to sail out of the brand new Port Canaveral Carnival Terminal.
That's October 16th, 2020.
October 16th, yay. All right, so there's that question. Moving on. Pamela, when is your next cruise? It is going to be August 11th.
Yep.
I know that one. It is like 47 days or something like that, 46 days.
Harmony.
On the Harmony of the Seas.
Harmony, baby.
Oh, I'm so excited. And it's leaving out of Port Canaveral, so we don't have to drive to Miami. Oh,
not driving to Miami, I would pay double.
We get to just whoop, 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 right over there to Port Canaveral, and it's so nice. So we're really excited about that. And we're going to Coco Cay, which we're really excited about, to just tour it and show you guys everything. So we're really happy about that one. Moving on, Stephanie Abbott, you said, what is your must-do in Cozumel? I've been so many times and want something new. So
we are not fans of the Western Caribbean, especially with all the violence and the terrible things happening to people. Even Jim Zim got affected over there. A couple times we've been over there, we've gotten affected. So not the best people to ask about West Coast. We are actually avoiding the West Coast right now. It just won't go. And if we do, we won't get off the ship. So we're not and I'm not trying to knock, if you like Cozumel, I'm not trying to knock it. It has nothing to do with you liking Cozumel. It has everything to do with all the terrible things that are coming out of both the DR and the Western Caribbean right now. There's just so much violence, people missing, people dying. It is out of control. And we feel that we always show a positive light on everything. We don't want to go to a place where these things are happening consistently and then go, hey, look, it's really all fun and games over here. So we feel kind of responsible to not go there until they can get their stuff sorted out. And this isn't just our opinion. The State Department is warning people about going there. There's all these investigations where the Federal Bureau of Investigation is now getting involved because the local governments are hiding what's going on. This is not just Cozumel. This is all over Mexico and the Dominican Republic. And so we're kind of putting a halt on those places until they can get sorted out, because I don't want to make it look good and then hear, oh, hey, some fan of ours went there and now they're gone. And I would not be able to live with myself. So right this very second, Mexico, the Western Caribbean, and the DR are off limits for us.
Yeah, we'll stay on the ship or in the port area.
Yeah,
we always just stay.
Ports are typically safe as long as you don't pass the gates, but still, anyone traveling out there, please travel together. Do not accept everybody's help at face value. Trust your instinct. Use your phone, use GPS. Don't, just be smart. I've been hearing all these terrible stories, and it's mostly birthed in people trusting other humans too much. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, tourists are targets, so just be smart. We love each and every one of you. We don't want anything to happen to any of you.
That's right. Stephanie says, thank you for your honest opinion. Yes. Allison,
I'm sorry, Allison. This is brand new news to us as well. We had already gone to the DR 1,000 times, had even done Fathom in the DR. Never once felt unsafe at all. Never once. I should state that we went all over, and we went to the gnarliest of the gnarliest places in the DR. Never once felt unsafe, but I can't knock what's coming out right now. I can't, all these news articles across all these agencies. It's not like one side or the other. This is news coming out saying this stuff is really dangerous. So I think
be very careful and weary of alcohol if you're going to drink. There's just some strange goings on about what's happening with
I wish I had a link to Jim's video about that, because his video is very compelling about it's very similar to experiences that we had.
Yeah, we've stayed in an all-inclusive in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana, and there's just some weird things with alcohol. So just be careful with that. If you're not drinking alcohol, then even better.
Yeah, it feels like you're drinking rubbing alcohol or like legal
something's not
grade
right
alcohol.
About it.
Yeah,
it's just not the best. So just be careful with that. All right, next question is Pamela asked, have you guys ever been to Alaska?
We haven't. It's on the list.
It's on the list.
The thing is, the excursions are almost 2 to 3 times the cost. So we're saving up to go to Alaska, but we don't feel right about going to Alaska and then just doing, hanging out in the ports or whatever. We really want to do something cool in every port like we did in Europe. So it's
expensive.
It's very, very expensive. I think the helicopter trips were $500 a piece.
Yeah,
so that's $1,000 just for the helicopter.
A lot of money for that one.
So we're saving. It's just a long. We're saving a little bit slower. I'm getting a second job or a third job. I don't know how you want to quantify that, but I have 3 jobs now, and I start this week, and so that's all going towards travel. So hopefully we'll be in Alaska or Asia sooner than later.
That's right. Ed, you asked, do you prefer smaller or larger cruise ships?
I don't know what you consider to be the smallest ship, Ed, but our smallest ship has been about the 2,600 people range. Was that about right?
Disney
the Disney ship was about the smallest that we've been on. And the largest would be Symphony, which would be the largest as of right now, which is like, almost 6. I prefer the larger ships because of the offerings that you get, not necessarily because of the crowds. I don't like, knowing that there's 5,000 people in the same building as me. Just, you don't want to think about engineering or evacuations or anything like that. But you get all the amazing shows. You get unbelievable restaurants. You get, Broadway quality musicians. I mean, we've done a lot of smaller ships. I think even Enchantment might even be smaller than Disney. I don't know. We've done Enchantment, we've done Liberty, we've done Disney Magic. We want to do Mariner and Navigator, but we haven't really explored the small ships enough to make a huge statement across the board yet. Have we? I mean,
no. This is a question that we really want to start doing some smaller ships, just so we have an understanding and we can bring the information. Mm-hmm. So we have an opinion on both sides, because we primarily have been just doing large ships, which for all of the stuff they have, and we'd kind of like to see what it's like to be on a small ship. So we're kind of looking at Mariner of the Seas, Navigator of the Seas. I know those are smaller Royal Caribbean ships. We're looking at those. It also gets into where here a lot of the smaller ships do shorter cruises, so it's not really fair to compare a 7-day to a 3-day cruise, because they're completely different guests on board.
Yeah, I know Justin does northern sailings, and he says the 3 and 4 days aren't nearly as vivacious, if you will, as they are down here. Down here, there's only one reason to be on a 3-day trip, and that's to consume as much alcohol as humanly possible and then go right to work the next day.
Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, we're looking at 2 3-day trips right now going, we're going to have to shoot the ship tour between 5 a.m. and like 6:30 a.m. and that's it, because it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. So that's a hard one for us, but right now we've only done bigger ships, so we are planning to do some.
We at least have Mariner and Navigator on the docket right now.
It's on the plans, just trying to work it out. So, Ella, you asked a great question.
Yes.
With shooting everything, do you get time to yourself to relax and enjoy the cruise? We do.
We do. What we do is not, I wouldn't consider what we do vacationing. I consider it traveling, and we love to travel. For us, vacationing would literally be sitting up in the haven, drinking until we can't move, falling asleep and repeating. What we do on the show, being that we do something brand new every hour, we are very cognizant of each other and our relationship. And you can easily forget that you're both there with all the things that we have to do. We live vlog on Insta while we're shooting.
Yeah.
So at night, during dinner, when all you see is drinks, or maybe one cheers, and then it looks like we just go right to bed. It's not really the case. That right there, that little time between shooting our end drink and then just going to bed, we usually get about an hour of chill time where we just talk to one another. We download our day. We kind of just like, that was one reason why Disney didn't work in our favor, is because we never got the download portion.
Dinner.
We never got to sit down and just chill and just kind of like vibe with one another and just enjoy the moment. A lot of the time we spend going, can you believe this is a thing? Like we're once again, we're on a ship. A lot of it's just kind of like, kind of investing in one another. So yes, we absolutely make sure to put daily time in. Usually first thing in the morning and the very end of the night, we usually get a couple times.
Yeah, our meals are pretty much definitely our personal time. As soon as we shoot the shots of the food and things like that, then we're done. So then we get to talk about the day and talk about everything. But everything else, we enjoy what we do with shooting and making videos together. It's just a fun. It's made us closer, and it's brought us together closer than we ever were, and it's been a really crazy thing to be able to be in the field and shoot and produce videos while we're doing this, and we're doing it together, because Sean's always done it by himself, like done graphics and stuff with videos, so now we get to be on the other side of it. It's just kind of fun, so we really enjoy it.
Even if we don't become famous or whatever, that's not the whole point. The whole point of this the whole point is us both to try to kind of do something together. I really recommend that if you're in a couple of any kind, try vlogging, even if it's just a little bit. We started with daily vlogging, which was weird. It's like just jumping into the deep end and not knowing how to swim. But we've progressed into what you have today, and it really has brought us closer together. But literally every single day, no less than twice a day, we sit and kind of focus on each other, and it's important. We remind ourselves, hey, we haven't done anything with each other.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to Bermuda? That's a good question.
Where's that?
Sort of at the very top.
We'll do that one. All right.
And Robbie, we definitely want to get on the smaller NCL ships, Robbie. We got to work that out.
We didn't skip anybody.
No.
Sean did it. It's Sean's fault. He skipped everybody.
I didn't know it was first come, first serve. I apologize, everybody.
Rob, you asked.
I just saw Bermuda, and we got a funny story about that.
Have you guys been to Bermuda? We have, and we haven't. Same time. We were in Bermuda on our transatlantic epic cruise, so you can see that. It rained, and it was cold, and it was windy, so everything was canceled. Every excursion was canceled. Everything planned was canceled. We could have gone into town, which I don't forget what the city's called, but it was so rainy and all of our camera equipment was getting wet. So we called it an early day. So we explored the port right there, the wharf, and then we went back. So that's our big story for Bermuda. Nothing really happened. So we can't really say that we've been there. We want to go back. And they have whales and stuff there that we want to go see. So
Angela's got a good question.
Angela, have you ever used the Key program on Symphony of the Seas?
We have. We reviewed it. We reviewed it while we were on the ship. We did a full review of the Key, and then we did a full review of the Symphony. So we definitely talk about the Key many times. All in all, we loved everything about the Key. Our price point was fantastic. We got it at $19.99 per person per day, and that was stupid cheap, especially considering it included internet. And for us, internet is life. Yeah. So we loved it. I absolutely loved it. I've been reading a lot of these negative comments, some from people who've never actually seen the Key or even sailed Royal Caribbean, but they still have an opinion anyway. That's great. Just to let everybody know, the Key does not take away anything from the first class passengers, from the VIP passengers, from the Diamond, Ultra, Triple, Platinum, Blessed by God passengers. Those people are not affected in any way, shape, or form. You really have to look at it as like premium economy. It's not economy and it's not first class. It's something slightly in the middle. It's just a little bit better than the base ticket, but not nearly as nice as the Diamond, Triple, Platinum, Ultra, Mega. I don't know the statuses of everything, but you get the point. There's a lot of people thinking it's taking away, and it's really not. So we really love the Key within reason. If it's $40 a person, I mean, unless you're on a 20-day trip, that's a little crazy,
Yeah. The Key is great.
We love the Key.
Right now, the Key for our Harmony trip is $29.99.
Just a little outside the price point. No, just a little outside the price point.
But I will pay $19.99 a day for us. So I'm keep hoping it'll go down. It probably won't.
Tanya's question is very funny.
Oh, yeah. Let me go back to our queue here. Where are we? Crazy Cat Traveler says, as someone who's done mostly land group tours, what are some tips for transitioning from land to sea? If you have done all-inclusives, it's not a lot different. Except
you wake up every day in a different place.
Right, you move. That's really the only difference, especially if you end up getting like a drink pass included with your price, like on Norwegian or Celebrity. Then it really turns into very similar to an all-inclusive resort. We like cruises better than all-inclusive resorts, but the switchover would be really easy.
The biggest negative would be your cabin's going to be an eighth the size of what it is at an all-inclusive resort. But other than that, everything else is great. Small. And the pools, you're on a ship, so I mean, pools are much smaller. We've been to some all-inclusives that are have massive pools.
Yes.
Those are really the only two differences on the negative side. Everything else, in our humble opinion, is better on a ship. Food, drinks, entertainment.
Yes. Yep. Most definitely. Golfer Boy, what cruise line would be best for a late drink at a nightclub?
Well, I loved the action on the Carnival Breeze. People were drinking until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Same with the nightclubs. Royal has some cool nightclub action, but I have to give it to Carnival. They really do have nightclub activities until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's jumping. We've been to the nightclubs in Norwegian. After about 1 o'clock, it really fades. Royal, about the same. 1 o'clock was about the cutoff on Royal, but Carnival kept it going until at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, Carnival is not we went on the Breeze and the Horizon, and both of the times it is not a party ship.
No.
It's not what people think, this like throwing liquor bottles, and that's not happening.
We've seen that, just not on that line.
We've seen that, but
just
not on that
line.
It is probably has the most active later night stuff. Royal has it on the first 2-3 nights, and then
night 3 or 4,
out.
they are passed out in the promenade.
They've been drinking so much the drink pass. We actually can see, well, you're not going to make it to day 4 the way you're acting. But Carnival has the most steady, active nightlife than any of the other ships that we've been on. Norwegian and Royal are probably pretty similar. Norwegian doesn't have the best attendance for parties or anything. Carnival's still the best there. Royal Caribbean is pretty good with their party attendance, so for that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, they're at the 90th percentile. Everybody goes to the parties.
Yes. Where are we on the queue? That was a good question.
And Rhonda, to answer your question about the Key, it's all based on popularity and demand. If no one's buying it, it drops like a rock. We've seen it start at $50. The Key started at $50, and then like a week later, it dropped down to $29. So it really is depending upon where you are in the universe. If it's like 100 days out or whatever, it's going to be super high. You'll see it drop. Hopefully, we're still waiting. We may not get the Key this next time around because we do have a hard limit on our budget.
We do. Tabitha, you asked if we knew how often NCL rotates their ship. We have no idea.
That would be a Robbie Cruises question, and he's in the chat right now, so you should ask Robbie that. Robbie, if you're still here, maybe you can answer that. We don't know about the rotations of Norwegian.
Ed, you asked, have we ever sailed Freedom of the Seas?
No, we've sailed Liberty, Enchantment, Allure.
Liberty is sister ship.
Yeah, so.
Carrie, have you ever been to Mr. Sancho's? We don't even know what that is.
I don't.
So that's no.
I don't know what Mr. Sancho, who or what Mr. Sancho's is.
Yes. Tanya, you asked your daughter Kira wants to know if you get recognized a lot.
Every ship.
Hello, Kira.
Hello. Yes, every ship, even in Europe.
We do. Yes.
We got recognized. We get recognized in ports quite a bit too, which is really weird because it's cool though. But Stephanie got grabbed in St. Martin.
Yes. By someone from
Israel. That was awesome.
That was really cool.
That was a trip.
That was really
so
really
yes,
cool.
we get recognized more and more now than ever. We got recognized at Publix, which is our local grocery store, the other day. That was wild. Hey, are you guys Sean and Steph? And do you live here? We're like, but yes. Yeah. Stephanie, no, the key fluctuates on prices every single day. We paid $19.99. That was the current rate for the key at the time. Right now on our sailing, it's $29.99 on our upcoming sailing, and we've seen it as high as $50.
Yes.
Not that we would pay that.
It's really high. I think someone just said Mariner's 25, Rhonda and Harmony is 35. Yeah, the rates are different for every sailing. It depends on demand and all that stuff. So I'm adding some things to the queue.
Pamela's question is good to add. There you go. We're adding your questions to the queue here.
Adding your questions
to the queue.
The queue.
Oh, it says it's a resort in Cozumel. No, we just got done talking about it. I won't go anywhere near Cozumel under any circumstances. The nicest 50-star resort on the planet could hand me a suitcase full of cash, and I'm going to say, sorry, you can take that back. I'm going to take a little finder's fee, though, just real quick. No, but seriously, we are just not cool with Cozumel at this time.
Not this moment.
If things pick up and things change, that's great, but we would be the ones who get pushed into a van and you'd never hear about us again. Yes. Seriously, so.
Dave, you asked, when you're price shopping for cruises, do you just refresh the web page every day, or are there more efficient ways? For me, when I was last year, we were a little more aggressive with taking cruises because we had the budget for it. This year, we're not as much. We're really working a lot more as well. So I'm not having the time to be able to check pages and stuff. But I usually just keep a Google Doc of a cruise that I'm interested in based on ship, based on itinerary, based on whatever it is. I get that price there, and then I sort of just check it whenever I can. Like today, Royal Caribbean announced that they had a big sale going on. I know for 4th of July, people have sales going on and stuff. So I would just check it then, and I would compare it to my price. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up.
Can I just share my biggest beef with Royal?
Yes.
Can I just share my biggest? Y'all are gonna jump. You're gonna say amen, preach. Here's the thing I love about Royal. I open my email, 50% off. It's
Big
that's
deal.
Great. Click. Oh, by the way, the 50% off was already in the advertised number. Oh, haha. Thanks. So it's the same. Yeah, but we just doubled it and reduced it. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Changes.
Yeah. So that's my only beef with Royal. You think, I finally found the deal. No.
Oh, that Mr. Sanchez was in Cozumel. Everyone's been there apparently, so then we have not.
Yeah, we have not. We
have not been there.
If things get better, we have guys. I can't stress this enough. As awesome as you think we make cruise vlogs, it's the exact opposite for us for all-inclusive land-based resorts. Land-based resorts have been pure hell for us. No matter what happens, we always go in with the best intentions, and something terrible always happens. So
I think they're just going for the day from the cruise.
Well, okay. I'm telling you, we have the worst luck.
We just stay on.
We just have there's weird things about us that we have the worst luck in just the weirdest situations.
All right, let's see.
How is the spot on the breeze?
That was that one. Sue, you asked. Have I heard you two are going on Britannia?
I don't know. Have you heard that? Because that would be great news. If P&O is saying that, please forward that message. That would be great. No,
we would love to.
We would love to sail in Iona and Britannia and anything else that P&O has in its fleet.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Ella, I'm driving to Port Everglades for a cruise. Do you recommend parking at the port or off-site? If off-site, can you recommend one? All right.
Yeah.
We do not park anywhere except the cruise port. This is not going against anybody who does that. I understand that there's pricing and everything else. For us, it is safety for our vehicle, and proximity. So for us, when we get off the ship,
oh my goodness.
Let me finish before. So for us, when we get off the ship, we want to get home as soon as possible. So we just like to hop in the car. Waiting for a shuttle to take us somewhere is just not ideal for us. If that's not a problem for you, there are lots of things. I don't have any recommendations, but maybe somebody can put a recommendation in the chat and they can.
And thank you, Rhonda. That is awesome of you. Thank you for the super chat. Stephanie had to get her idea out, or she would have forgotten her connection to the mothership. You really can.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome of you, Rhonda.
Thank you very much. Okay. So, Pamela, if you have never cruised before, what would be your suggestion?
I have 2 suggestions for cruising, and then Stephanie can throw whatever, but I have to say this because we just witnessed this. We actually witnessed it on every ship. We really do need to bring out cruise ship bingo because there really is a lot of things people say, nickel and dime, first and last. Those things are things you hear every day, right? So here's the thing. 1, keep an open mind. Okay, the cruise ship will actually tell you and teach you what it's best at, right? It's not every cruise ship is for every person. Keep an open mind. And 2, don't fall into the groups that are running around just defecating negativity the whole time. You spent thousands of dollars to be here, right? If that's how you enjoy just griping, that's fine, right? They could actually harness the power of griping and you'd save a lot of money on fuel on cruise ships. Just try to be a little bit more open-minded. And if it wasn't the best for you, try to find the one that is. Look at it like Las Vegas and all the different hotels that the Vegas Strip has to offer. Every single one of those hotels corresponds to a kind of ship or kind of cruise line out there. Not every cruise line is for everybody. They don't all have roller coasters at the top. They don't all have mixology classes. They're all slightly different. So keep an open mind. And if it's not the right one for you, don't let that turn cruising off because you may or may not have had the greatest experience. But I can't be, even Disney being my least favorite cruise, I'd still go on that exact cruise again because I love cruising and I still had a great time. So I think if you keep an open mind and just kind of sever yourself from the groups that rove around just whining the whole time, I think you'll have a fantastic time. And they're out there. I guarantee it. I'm going to start a show that just finding these people. I'm going to call it Troll Hunter. These are people who are just dying to complain. It's like, you'll spend money to complain. This is crazy. Not saying that some of you don't have a legitimate complaint, but I've heard these complaints. Most of them are not legitimate. I need something for free. Why? They can't I can't even come out. We had some guy go, I went to the perfume store and now my whole room smells like perfume. So I expect by the time I get back from dinner that my carpets will be changed. Not cleaned, not laundered, changed. Gone. Yeah, that's reasonable. Dinner's what, 2 hours? We can totally redo your entire cabin for you, sir. No problem.
Oh my
Completely reasonable.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think that along those lines, just enjoy, let the small stuff go.
Yeah.
Things like know that the elevators will be crowded.
Oh, yeah.
Know that the pools will be crowded.
And day 1 is not indicative of your cruise.
Get through embarkation day and
Cruises
then wipe
start
it
on
away.
day 2. Cruises start on day 2.
Wipe that away. Don't think about everything.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
Kelly, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, Ed, you go down. You can go to any guest relations department or desk on day 2 through day 7 or whatever, and all you'll hear are the most random complaints ever. I paid for an ocean view, but all I see is the port. Blah 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 blah. You think that's a joke, but we've actually heard it, man. The view changes. Come on.
We have heard it, and Justin's right. There's a difference between a critique and complaining.
Oh, for sure.
And yes, it's very funny to see on cruise ships because there are professional complainers out there, and I'm like, wow. How
some of these people complain at an Olympic level, like
yeah.
I heard some lady complain, and this is a new cruiser. Here's the thing. Mob mentality, it happens. So people start complaining and then somebody else complains and then it snowballs into the most ridiculous. We were on a Fathom cruise where our sole purpose, not everybody on the ship, but a significant portion of people on the ship were there to rebuild hurricane damage. And some lady decided to just start jawing off saying, well, how long does it take to fix hurricane damage anyway? Well, in the islands, like 10 times as long because you got to ship everything, people. Come on.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, it takes 60 to 90 days just to recover from a big hurricane. There, it takes 6 months to a year. But to openly complain about these poor people have to live in this destruction and you're poo-hoo. So you can't get a beer at some place. There's tons of alcohol everywhere on a cruise ship, Yeah. So it's just, just try to stay away from those people. They will ruin your trip. And there's nothing you can do. Once your trip's ruined, you're not going to unruin it. Most people don't.
Yeah. Another thing is, if you have something that's wrong, go to guest relations.
Handle
Don't
it
hold
right
it
there.
in.
Yeah.
That just festers and that just makes it worse. So, like, say you don't have a good meal for dinner, go talk to somebody about it. And especially if you're paying for it. Of course, most of us do that. If we pay for something and we don't get something, we always tell somebody. Typically.
Sure.
But yeah, just handle it then and there. Don't let it keep festering.
But you can totally see these people who are like, oh, I can't wait to put this on Cruise Critic.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Right. I think we went, all right. Where's my questions? Here we go. Q. Somebody said it was a crazy cat travel. How long were you in Europe? We love the word Q now.
Q.
It's like our new, how many Q? Got a Q. All right. Let's see. How is the spa on the breeze? This is Tabitha. Thinking about doing a day pass for Ambergo Port Day.
We do that a lot. We turn our port days into spa days or into go-kart days. The Norwegian looking at you.
We have a spa video coming.
We have a spa video coming up talking about Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should know that. You told everybody.
I forgot already.
Yeah.
So Tuesday. So we have a couple things that we're going to be talking about in that video, but it's a great way to pass the day and relax and enjoy and just sort of just chill out, and we love it. So we love spa day, port day spa days. Spa. So great. David, are you going on the Iona next year?
And let's put that out in the universe. Sure.
Yes.
That would be great. But no, nothing's paid for, planned, booked, reserved, nothing. So, but we would love to. We fell in love with P&O, and Iona looks nothing short of stunning. So we cannot. Even Britannia looks fantastic. We definitely want to try Pando more
Pando.
More Pando for real.
Pando, just because I can say Pando.
And P&O, that's your fault. That's your social.
hashtag.
That's your social and hashtag. So.
Zay's Life, you said, my family and I are going on Harmony of the Seas in a week. Oh, yay! That's so awesome. Do you guys have any advice? Because this is our first RC cruise, Royal Caribbean cruise. My biggest advice is make reservations for the shows.
Oh my goodness gracious!
As soon as you can. If you have not done that yet, if you haven't done it yet, probably a week away. It's probably going to either be gone on your cruise planner, or so as soon as you get on the ship, go right to wherever it is on the ship that you make reservations and see if they usually hold reservations so you can get in. Make reservations right away. That goes for everything. Make reservations for any activities. So I don't know what's on Harmony. If there's laser tag, if there's ice skating. What else is on there that you would make a reservation for? Those kind of things.
Laser tag, ice skating. Those are the two biggest on the Royal ships. Have fun though. Have
a good time.
Oasis class ships are just a blast.
And then you can tell us about it. Tell us the not to be missed things because we're so excited. Kay, you said, do you have a tip for long flights? I'm cruising British Isles on Princess in August, and the long flight is concerning.
We do. Ben from Cruise with Ben and David and Scott Singer from Scott Singer Cruises. They both told us all these different tips and tricks. First one we did not know, and this is really, really crucial, and so bring your own. We took our shoes off and put our water bottles in our shoes. So we had tons and tons and tons of water. So you're not cutting off your circulation with your shoes and you're drinking a ton of water. Had no idea just how dehydrated you can get, especially on a long flight. That was our longest flight ever, I think.
It was a long flight.
The flight going was easy because it was overnight and we slept the majority of the trip. The flight back, we were awake the entire time and super, super dehydrated. So I would absolutely drink as much water as you humanly can. And it's okay if you have to constantly get up and go to the bathroom. We were reading that you shouldn't be sitting longer than an hour to 2 hours max. So if, for us, at a 10-hour trip, we should have gotten up no less than 5 times.
Yes.
I did not get up 5 times. I should have. So get up, walk around, and drink just an ignorant amount of water. It's like being in the Vegas Strip in the middle of the sun. It's just I had no idea how dehydrated I was until we landed in Orlando, and I was dying.
Yeah, you should take, I forget what it actually is, but I think it's 2 of those big bottles of water that you should drink on an 8-hour flight at least, and that's at least. So we had 2 of those. It also helps you prevent you from getting sick, because that's one of the things when you get dehydrated, the membranes in your nose, all of that moisture goes away, so more bad things can go into your system and get you sick. So we actually had that happen on our way home. So yeah, that's what happened. Good. Zay's Life, great that you made reservations. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy everything. Enjoy the live entertainment. Enjoy it all.
I'd like to talk about what Scott just said.
Yeah.
You posting that one up?
No, go ahead. I don't have Scott in the queue.
Right here. Add to queue. There you go. Queued it up.
Oh, there it is. Oh, so Scott, you're saying I hate making reservations while I'm on vacation, hence why I didn't like NCL.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. That means you can't sail any Oasis class ships either. And I'm pretty sure Norwegian Bliss, all the big ships, they all have something that you have to make reservations for. They're loose reservations, but it's still a reservation. So if you want to see the dive show, make a reservation. You just click a button on an app. I get it. Yeah. But if you don't want to show up, you don't have to. They're not forcing you. They're not going to knock your door down the next day. You didn't go to the dive show.
You don't have to go if you don't.
But yeah, I understand you. I understand your feeling. But with 5,000 to 6,000 people all wanting to do the same thing on a ship, that's just not physically possible. So unfortunately, at least on the larger ships, if you don't make reservations, you are heading towards a lot of disappointment.
Yeah.
But I completely understand. The last thing you want to do is do anything on vacation. I completely get it.
Makes sense, but unfortunately, with especially larger ships, there's just too many people.
Yeah, you got to do it. We almost got burned on laser tag by not making a reservation. We were the second to the last couple to make it into laser tag, and they turned away over 100 people. So
yes. Pink Bobo Head, you asked, who do you use for travel insurance and how much do you recommend? We do not actually use travel insurance.
We've only used it one time.
Because we do ships here from our home, which are typically they're all within driving range. So basically it's us getting there or it's our fault. We don't have to worry about flights or anything like that. We were forced to use travel insurance through Vacations to Go
for Europe.
Yep. For Europe, P&O. It was a requirement for U.S. I'm guessing for anyone outside of the United Kingdom. Do not quote me on that, but that's what Vacations to Go told me. So we did have that insurance, and it was only I think it was $60 per cruise for the insurance, and we were completely covered. But other than that, we've never, and that was through them. That was through their agency, so I couldn't even tell you what it was for, or the name of the company or whatever. But so that's our only experience with travel insurance. I'm sorry, don't have more information.
Sorry, you know who really is knowledgeable about travel insurance? That would be Sherry at Cruise Tips TV. She's unbelievable at that. So she knows all about insurance. We've just been lucky to always be within a few hours of our port, and we've never, again, knock on wood, we've never missed anything out. So.
Yeah, she does a lot of longer flights, so they always get insurance to protect them, which is fantastic.
And I know that the insurance also protects for things if they go wrong on the ship as well, but we just kind of roll with it.
Yep.
And to be honest, if we have a vlog and something does go wrong, it makes for good television, right? So
we hope nothing goes wrong.
Right. Again, like I said, knock on wood.
Okay, so Renee, you said, what's the worst experience you've had on a cruise? Was it the Disney dinner or something worse?
Actually, we've had worse than Disney.
We have.
So way back in the day, when we first started cruising, our second and third and possibly fourth, if I get it all correct, was on the Enchantment of the Seas. We were noob cruisers, and we fell for every single trick in the book. We fell for hey man, you want me to get you a drink? Sure. You want me to top that off? Sure.
They didn't have drink passes.
They didn't have drink passes back in the day. So when you went to Labadee, for example, and a crew member said, hey, can I get you a drink? One, they charge your account. And two, can I top it off? That's a second charge. Did not know. Things like that. That was not what made it bad. We just learned our lesson the hard way. We learned about everything. We were openly scolded for not dressing up on dress up night, which again wasn't even as bad as the thing we were on a ship. I want to say it was our first or second time where we were surrounded by a bunch of Brazilian tour groups. All these girls were under the age of 18, so you had a lot of pervs just staring, and that made it terrible. But we were somehow wedged in between all these girls in our cabin, and we all had 16-year-olds, and we all had shared doors. So it was the constant shaking and kicking and banging. I very rarely lose my nonsense, but I literally screamed at the top of my lungs, just stop it. And you could hear a pin drop for the next 30 minutes. That was the cruise from hell for us. It was lots of fighting, lots of fist fighting, lots of really just belligerent people. Security was everywhere. I believe that was the ship that we were on, what we call, close your ears, Madison, we call the douche-tastic 7. There's always at least one group of douche-tastic people running around the ship. They got their drink pass revoked the very first night, folks. That takes a lot because they're usually pretty patient with people. So that would be our trip from hell, truly. At least in my mind. We
also had, for me, sleep is very important.
Oh, yeah.
And I get very, very moody if I don't get sleep. This smile turns into upside down frown, and I'm just not pleasant.
This is putting it very delicately, by the way.
We were on the Norwegian Epic, and we had a spa room, which we were so excited about because there was a hot tub in the room, and it has a big window, and it's a beautiful room. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. The room was shaking so bad, glasses were falling off of our shelves.
Yep, it's in the vlog somewhere.
In the vlog. We do have this one.
Dive deep.
Actually,
dive deep. You'll see it.
Was so bad we couldn't sleep for we didn't sleep any nights. They gave us another room, and they gave us a regular balcony room.
We paid for the Haven, and they gave us a balcony room, which was not okay. It wasn't in the Haven. The Haven was booked. Yeah.
So yeah, you can watch the vlogs. Me
and the worst was that the final offer was a free meal, and the people in the Haven were like, they're already eating for free, so they ended up giving us like one night. So
it was so bad.
It was not the best in terms of like making things right.
Yeah, it was really bad. So we didn't sleep.
There's video. You don't need to see a pic of that. There's a whole video. Video with audio. You can hear it go.
I took all of our bedding because the Haven has better bedding.
Hilarious. We were met by an officer. There was an officer who ran, who was like, "Why is this poor guest carrying the bedding?" She took the Haven bedding and pillows into the regular room. It was lovely.
I carried it down like 4 or 5 decks with all of our pillows and our blanket, our big down comforter, and oh my gosh, it was so funny.
And she really doesn't handle lack of sleep. One night, fine. 2 nights, you're pushing it, but the whole trip, no.
Yeah.
The only person who gets to win with that one is this guy right here. So not only do I have to deal with the room, I have to deal with making Smiley Jones over here happy again.
Not pleasant. All right, we're gonna get through these really fast. Wrap up because that's been the fastest hour ever.
Yeah, I have amazing questions. Thank you so much.
Most amazing. I absolutely love these dates.
Right, Phil. Yes, Stephanie's an angel. It's always all the time, 24/7. There's never the opposite of what you see ever. Never.
Oh man, sleep. I need sleep. I'm like a cat. I need like 20 hours of sleep a day. Gavin and Luke, Holidays at Sea. Did not know P&O is must you have insurance. So now we know.
Didn't know you were in the room either. Hi, great to see you guys. P&O does everything the right way apparently. I like how they do embarkation. I love the muster drill, and so it's cool to know they do this as well. So
yes,
really like how P&O do stuff.
I don't think I missed anybody in the queue. Yes, caught up. Everybody's good. Peter, you asked, how did you find the Southampton cruise terminal? I'm guessing like find is in like, was it nice kind of thing, and not finding it like by bus?
It was the nicest nice cruise port I've ever been.
Yeah,
at least the first one was.
Snack shop.
Having a coffee shop inside your cruise terminal while you're waiting is a game changer. I wish they would just get a clue in America and just get it done. It doesn't take a lot. Just a couple sodas, some water. They were serving beer for crying out loud.
Yeah, they have beer and champagne and.
So in Europe, the party starts before security. I mean, wow. You know?
It was really fun. I really do like that about the terminal. And then the way P&O does embarkation is amazing, where you sit and then you go up to check in. And then once you check in, you go right to the ship. I love that. Where in the U.S., it's the opposite. You check in first, get all your information, you sit down.
Actually, in the United States, you go through security very first.
Yeah,
in the U.S., you go through security first, and then you check in.
And you sit down. Everyone's like, waiting. And then you get a call to letter. With P&O, I like that they called your letter.
It was very efficient. Very efficient.
Nice. Very, very good. I like that idea about annual travel insurance. Robbie, you posted that. That's really, really cool.
Well, for someone like Robbie who basically lives on a ship, that makes all the sense in the world. Robbie is definitely cruise goals for us, for sure.
James, the ship that was vibrating was the Norwegian Epic. There was actually something wrong.
Yeah. Well, there's that ship is mildly cursed. That ship is always, it's one of our favorite ships too. I can say this because I've sailed on it 12, 15 times. I love the Epic, but it has some serious problems. And it was, I don't know if you know where the smokestacks are on the Epic, but we were on a metal pylon going straight down through the center of our room from the top of the smoke deck. And they said it was engine problems vibrating up. But for whatever reason, we were like a tuning fork, and it was like, I mean, it was insane. Bad. And the funny thing was, when we complained about it, they all came and checked in it at port. And I'm like, which one of you geniuses is in charge? Seriously, somebody raise their hand here. We all know that there's less things going on downstairs when we're at port than when we're at sea, all right? So I need one of you geniuses to roll out here about an hour outside of port. Can we make that happen? And then when they did, they're like, called all their friends, Bob, you got to see this. This is terrible. Right in front of us. I wouldn't sleep here. Like, hey, are we ghosts? So yeah, that by far, you're right. That was probably worse than the Enchantment. So yeah, we've had bad cruises, but you know, cruises are like pizza. Even the worst one is better than a day at sea, or a day at land, as far as I'm concerned.
Adam, you asked. We'll get through these and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for being with us today.
No, Adam, not even a little bit.
Does P&O feel anything like Carnival, since they are both operated by the Carnival Corporation?
No, they feel just like Princess. It feels just, if you sailed Princess, you've sailed P&O, but P&O is nothing at all, even remotely like Carnival.
Yeah. It's much more laid back.
It's the exact opposite.
It's the exact
On the Carnival Breeze, one of the entertainment guys jumped up and did a split midair. On the P&O Ventura, I think the guy lifted a flag. So there you go. That's the difference in energy levels on the deck parties right there. One guy's doing this, Buck's fizzing it, the other guy's doing a split midair. So I mean.
Yeah, that's about it. Let's see. Am I going to dye my hair again? I will dye it when we go back.
Still a little bit. Still a little bit.
We only do it when we travel. When we're traveling, Sean will cut his hair up and stuff. And all that stuff. So yeah, we will do it. You say purple. I actually get it's like a pinkish purple color, and it comes out different every single time,
depending on the lights. Yeah,
depending on how whatever kind of color is in the tube that makes it. So that's that. We're hoping the NCL terminal is going to look gorgeous. I think it's going to be wonderful.
And Justin, for whatever reason, the Epic has had design problems from day one, and it's just constantly. I can't tell you how many times we've sold Epic. Everyone's talking about having problems with engines or Azapods or whatever. The Epic we've never sailed the Epic fully operational one time. So yeah, it's just got. I mean, what do you do? Do you ditch it? I mean, you set it to a 3.4 right now. I mean, it holds a lot of people. It was a great TA ship. So I don't know what they plan on doing to make it any different, but they've already revitalized it multiple times, and they just can't seem to get it.
If you want the most spectacular haven of any,
by far,
even Bliss, which has the prettiest haven, the most space and bang for your buck is Epic.
Oh, by
hands
far.
down, it is the largest, best haven ever. Love it. If that's what you're looking for, then definitely try Epic. Otherwise, the Bliss, Joy, Encore is coming out this later. I mean,
the Epic Haven is just so much space. It's just a ridiculous amount of space, and it has Posh upstairs as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Huge. For the Haven, it's so big. For us, we chose that one because it was a transatlantic, so we wanted the Haven experience as we're traveling across the world.
Kelly wants to know what you use to dye your hair.
I use the hair dye from the salon. Ta-da! No, I don't know what it's called. I forget I don't remember what she uses. It's been a long time. But no, it is not Kool-Aid. But there is, I wish I could remember.
There's that revitalizing stuff.
Laura, she's in our cruise buddies. She recommended something that you can put in your hair, and I forget what it's called, but it's a really cool product. But again, I'm talking about nothing because I can't remember what it's called, so I'll stop talking now. Anyway,
to answer Camaro, we are not going on the Carnival Panorama at this time.
No, because we went on the Horizon.
Yeah, we went on the Horizon, and it's West Coast ship, so it's much more difficult for us to get out there.
Yes. All right, guys. We don't want to hold you.
Yeah, we are way past our hour mark. We try to keep this regimented. Thank you so much. Wow, we've never had this many questions or this many people tuning in at the same time. Thank you so much. We love and adore each and every one of you. And thank you to all our VIPs who are in here. Thank you, Robbie, for being jumping in here. He's Mr. Norwegian. He knows everything about cruising and Norwegian. So thank you, Robbie, for sharing. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in, all of our friends and fans. Thank you, Sharon at Sea. Thank you, Gavin and Luke. Thank you, everybody. I don't want to forget anybody, but our software only shows like the last 10 people to comment. So
and thank you to everyone.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of our super chatters. You all are fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it just means the world to us.
It really, every one of you means the world to us. Thank you for just spending your time with us. We love and adore all of you. And you know what? Life's tough for everybody. We're going through some really tough times. I'm getting a second, third job or whatever, however you want to look at it. So we just want to tell you tomorrow, it's a new day. There's big hugs from us to you. Things will always get better. We're getting a lot of emails from people saying that they're having some tough times. Tough times are abound. We're going through the same thing. It may not look like it, but it's just life is tough. And so from us to you, we love you. Here's a big hug from us to you. Big, big, big hug. And we hope that you can get through this week with a smile on your face.
Yes, we're smiling. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
We'll be back on next Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't miss all of our stuff this week coming out. Lots and lots of new stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah, and we'll see you next Sunday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.